Hello, this is a website analysis for Russell Construction LLC. So here's the website that we have. This is a WordPress website, and the way we can see that it's a WordPress website is we hit Control, hold down the Control key and hit U at the same time. That's on a PC. On a Mac, it's a little bit more convoluted. So on a PC, if we do that, we bring up the source code behind the website. And you can see any place where it says WP, that means it's WordPress. So here it says WP content, everything WP, we know this is a WordPress website. So looking at the website itself, it's a decent looking website, although it was built in 2012 and nothing has been done with it since then. So it is an 9-year-old website. Definitely could use some more wording on the homepage. There's really not quite enough wording on the homepage. Also, we're trying to target 3 different states: southeastern Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey. It would be better to try to target one area or smaller areas, maybe not an entire state, maybe specific regions or counties. I mean, we can still mention that you work in those areas, but how many times do customers really search for a service in the entire state? They really don't. They're going to look for someone more local. So I'm going to go through each page because I have not done that yet. We're going to click on About Us. You can see that takes a bit of a while to load. Okay, so, and I'm not going to go through the wording itself, but you could probably put this information on the home page. We also have an Our Promise, which we don't need to have a whole page for that, and there's no photo. We could even put that on the home page if that information is still valid, if you still want that. The Russell checklist. Again, do you have any of these problems? This could go on one of the service pages. We don't need to have a page just for this. Services offered. Okay. So for instance, the wording here, you really want to have keywords close to the top of the page. So this wording here, the first keyword that we have is stucco remediation, and that doesn't occur until kind of a little farther down. So the first paragraph on a website is really the most important for search engines. So that kind of needs to be reworded. The rest of this, I'm not going to really look through the specific wording. It would just take too long. Stucco remediation. It looks like we have some links to some projects, no matter what. And again, now here we're not even mentioning the geographical area that you target, and you really have to do that on each page for search engines. Moisture contamination, I would have to see a better search term to use, because that's more like an industry term. That's not something that a homeowner is going to type into Google to try to find your services. So I have to see what would be a better search term to use for this service. Cement board siding. And we definitely need more wording on here. Click here to learn more about, well, why is that? Click here to learn more. Well, why is that information not on the page? Let's see where to, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so that, I see. So that takes me to James Hardy. I see. Yeah, we could use some more wording on this page. All services. Wait a minute. So why do we have all services and our services? That's a little bit repetitive. Gallery of work. Let's see what we've got here. Come on. No? No, you don't want to? No? Okay, so let's try recent work. Okay, so you have a couple of categories. Okay, so that's kind of a neat function. Click on that. It opens up the oh, next. Okay, so that's kind of a nice function. All right, I see that. The crumbling wall. This really should just be its own gallery. And then we have the contact us form, which looks like it does have some spam fighting capabilities. So The one thing I do notice is there's really not very good search engine optimization on here. And here we go back to the source code, and the page title for the home page is Premier Stucco Remediation and Repair Construction Company in Southeastern Pennsylvania, Russell Construction. Well, first of all, that title is way too long. Google is only going to show maybe that much, possibly. They're not going to show the whole thing, so it's kind of a waste. So you really have to make those keywords count. I would probably just say, and not Southeastern PA, maybe, I don't know, say if you're working in a specific county, say Philadelphia County. Philadelphia County stucco repair or something like that. Remediation is more of an industry term. Repair is something that homeowners are going to search for. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, so that's the title. Way too long. That's not going to help you. So we go down to the page description, which is here. Russell Construction is a family-owned company with a primary focus on, already, you've only said the company name, and then all of this is just fluff. A primary focus, you don't need that because you're taking up valuable space where you could use the actual keywords. Family-owned company and a primary focus on water intrusion problems. Water intrusion problems. How many homeowners do you think are going to search for water intrusion problems? Nobody's going to search for that. That's not even a search term. Stucco-clad homes. Again, stucco-clad. No one's going to search for that. Maybe stucco, but not stucco-clad homes. Based in Media, PA, comma, Russell. Not sure what the comma Russell is for. Based in Media, PA, again, you're not saying where you work. Obviously, you work in media, but you also work in other areas as well. So you also do not have any... Each of your images needs to have an alt tag. What an alt tag is, it tells Google the content that's inside of an image. So these are your images. Google cannot read inside of an image. You have to tell Google what's inside the image. So this is really a great way to add some more search terms and some of the online search engine optimization. But a lot of web designers don't do this. They just don't have the time. They don't even know how. They don't even know about alt tags. And in this case, you can see the alt tags are empty. So all these images, this is a perfect opportunity for adding some more keywords and search engine optimization, but all the alt tags are blank. And where they're not blank, well, no, I'm sorry. Where they're not blank, like here, this is not even we've got Russell Construction Slider Water 11. That's not an alt tag. That's a description. I don't know. That was something that was generated by WordPress. So that's not going to help you. Oh, another thing I should mention is, see up here? Not secure. That means your website is not secure. Google wants all websites to be secure. If it were secure, it would say it would have a little lock next to it, and it would say HTTPS instead of HTTP. That's something where we would need to purchase an SSL certificate for you through the web hosting company, and that's really not that much money. I would set all that up for you. Now, you also wanted to, before we do that, we're going to look at your page loading speed. Now, your website might come up in a jiffy on your computer and your phones because that website is already in your browser's cache because you visited the website before. Also, internet service is pretty fast, so you might not even realize that there's a lag. However, Google does, and Google has something called Page Speed Insights. What that is, and this is specifically by Google, so you can see it's not something I'm making up. I did a test. I put your information.
Some results from the web.
Oh, my other phone thinks I'm talking to it. Okay, shush. So here I put your website in here, and the score you got is 37 out of 100, which is abysmal. That's very, very bad. It should be at least 90. Even if it's 80, that's still pretty good, but 37 is terrible. Now, websites that load slowly do not rank as well as websites that load more quickly. So page load speed is a major Google search ranking algorithm variable. So we're going to see the reasons why, and this page also tells you why it's ranking or why it's loading so slowly. So first thing is, whoever built your website neglected to optimize your images. Why they neglected to do that? Well, either they didn't know they had to, or they didn't know how to, or they just didn't want to put the time into it, because optimizing images is time consuming. So you've got these, I don't know what this slider water is. Let's see. It's probably a background or something. Oh yeah, so it's one of the sliders on the top of your web page. It's this one. So this is a huge file. Even though it doesn't look big, the file size is huge. It's 7 megs. And there's another slider. So the file size has to be made smaller. Doesn't mean the image will be smaller. It means the file size will be smaller so that it helps your website to load more quickly. And you have all these other little images that are loading slowly as well. Let's see what else. Render blocking resources. Well, a lot of these you can't do anything about because, see this W? WordPress. These are WordPress plugins. These are all related to WordPress. So even if you do optimize those images, WordPress itself is slow. So these are all these little, oh my God, this is just bloatware. There's so many things in here that you do not need. And again, it's because of the WordPress. That's another reason. You've got Google Analytics. It looks like somebody put Google Analytics in twice. I don't know why they did that. And we have all these WordPress styles. So, oh my gosh, it's a lot of, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Oh, another thing that I do want to check is CSS W3C, CSS validation. So CSS is the coding of your website that tells that helps with the display, the layout and the design of your website. That's what determines what your website looks like. So we're just going to do a validation check to see if that coding if there are any problems with the coding. Now, all websites are going to have some kind of problems. Every single one of them, even Fortune 500 companies. It's just a matter of what types of problems and how many of them. Now we're also going to check the HTML as well. HTML is the coding that actually builds the website. Not necessarily affects the display, but it's the core coding of what runs the website. So we're going to check that as well. So let's see. So this is running. Okay, so we have quite a few CSS errors here, but it doesn't look like any of them are really major. We have some warnings. So I would say a lot of warnings. Holy moly, there's a lot of warnings here. But I wouldn't worry too much about that. That doesn't look like there's anything major. Invalid, 73 errors. Now this is pretty major. 73 errors, that's way too many. 13 maybe, but there's a lot of errors in this coding, and some of these are pretty major. So what does that mean? That means that the website might not display properly on certain devices. It might not act the way it should. It might not load properly. There's a lot of things. I'm not going to go through each one. So now also you had asked about some of your competitors and basically how they're ranking. Now I'm not going to check each of your competitors because they would end up being like an hour-long video. But the one we checked was freelplastering.com. His website has 78 pages. It's a lot of pages. And looking at the pages, they do have a blog. And they just, in fact, looks like last month they posted two. So blogs do take up a lot of pages. Let me see what else they have on here. Service areas. Okay, so service areas. Now this is something where I had told you about as far as like landing pages. So here we go. Remember I said that landing pages target specific geographical areas. So Freel Plastering has several landing pages. They might even have more. So they have a page specifically for Bucks County. You can click on it, it'll bring up their Bucks County, Chester County, Delaware County. So here you look, here's their Bucks County page. Here's their Chester County page. Here's a Delaware County page. So what that means is if someone is looking for stucco services in Delaware County, this is the landing page that would come up instead of the home page of the website. So you can have as many landing pages as possible, and it'll help you rank in more specific areas. They also have, here's some more blog. They also have galleries. Stucco repair contractor. Here we go. Okay, so here's another landing page for Kennett Square. Here's one for Philadelphia. Here's one for Chester County. Here's one for Bucks County. Here's one for Delaware County. Montgomery County. So, and then they have the blog. So yeah, that's what's taking up all these pages that they have. Advanced Plastering Inc. has 59 pages. Probably the same thing. They have some news pages. They have a portfolio. Now in their case, a lot of these pages are actually not real pages because they're just portfolio. They're just images. So if you open up one of these, it's just basically an image. So even though this page is ranking, it's not ranking on Google, even though it shows up in Google's database, it's not really ranking anywhere. It's just a dummy page, basically. So the fact that this company, they have 59 pages, of those, probably a good deal of those are really, I would say maybe half of those. Maybe they have a lot less than that. Again, I'm not going to go through each one. 5-star contractors, again, they have portfolio pages too. So again, those are pages that really don't help your ranking at all. And now we look at yours. Yours says that you have 37 pages. Again, because all those pages are galleries. So if you open this up, say for instance, chimney repair, stucco remediation, it's just, oh, okay, well, it's a page that doesn't exist. It shouldn't even be on there, so that's not even good. No entries were found, blah, blah, blah. So if we look at here, chimney repair before, after. Right, so this is just a picture. So even though it's showing up in Google's database, it's not doing anything. It's not ranking anywhere. So even though it's showing that you have 37 pages, the only pages that really count are the ones that have the text in them and the search engine optimization and so on. Yeah, so that is it as far as your website. So I guess we will talk at some point about getting a new website built for you, something that will be, again, mobile friendly, fully responsive.
Here's something from Google.
My phone's still talking to me. Search friendly and uses current coding and looks great and is easy to navigate, and we can throw in some landing pages in there to target different geographical areas. And okay, well, hope you've enjoyed this this website evaluation, and we will talk soon. Have a good day.